Welcome back to this episode of Humans in 5.
In previous episodes, we've taken the time to chat about how ideas of sex, gender, and hormones may influence our lives. By and large, some of the big issues at play in this day and age are based on old-fashioned ideas about the differences between men and women.
For centuries, social ideas about men and women were pretty fixed. Men were viewed as the simple, ideal form, while women were viewed as an aberration, a complication, an inferior version of their male counterparts. Whenever male and female differences were investigated, past researchers would start with the assumption that female brains in particular were sensitive, emotional brains that just weren't as strong and logical as male brains.
Now, we know that this is all bunk. While we've chatted about some of the issues around categorizing brains as male or female before, now a new article by Rebecca Shansky of Northeastern University has caught our eye. In a recent piece, she points out that these historical and inaccurate interpretations of male and female brains and bodies have trickled into other scientific realms. In particular, she notes that our ideas about human males and females may have influenced research programs among investigators looking at other species of animals used in clinical and biological research.
Quite like modern humans, many mammals, including the rodents and non-human primates often used in clinical research, experienced different hormonal regimes between male and female bodies, and these hormonal patterns may vary over time. Both males and females have estrogen and testosterone. Among females, estrogen levels may vary across their estrus or reproductive cycles.
For many years, researchers thought that the cycles of hormone variation that occur in females as a result of these reproductive cycles would skew clinical research into a range of biological systems. Shansky notes that data from females were viewed as messy. So researchers often excluded female individuals from clinical studies. For the better part of the 20th century, most information gleaned from health studies, including pharmacy, hormonal, and neuroscience research on non-human animals, was done on exclusively males.
But, Shansky notes, a recent large-scale study from 2014 found that this exclusion of females due to circulating hormones was one big red herring. It turns out that variation in a range of biological measurements was no more variable among estrogen cycling females than among males. In some cases, variation was actually way higher among males. It turns out that old anti-female argument just didn't hold water when the data actually came in.
These types of studies actually noted that one of the biggest factors that impacted results among male and female animals was how the animals were housed in research facilities. It's worth noting that when males of many species are housed together, they often form dominance hierarchies. Some males are ranked more highly than others, and these highly ranked males often have higher testosterone levels than their submissive counterparts.
So, in the race to bypass female research due to perceived hormonal influences, it turns out that research done using male animals may be skewed due to testosterone hormonal influences. Shansky notes that if researchers were worried about estrogen hormonal variation, they should be equally worried about testosterone hormonal variation, as it can have quite dramatic influences on biological systems due to these complex social interactions.
In response to some of these studies, funding bodies and oversight agencies have started requiring that researchers include sex as a biological variable in all studies. That being said, this change still had some pushback. Some researchers are a little stuck in their ways, but if our goal is to learn more about how bodies and biological systems work, researchers need to make sure that both estrogen and testosterone are brought to the table as variables to check out.
As Shansky notes, when females are studied through a male lens, the true crux of research questions for females can be missed. We look forward to seeing new sex-balanced research in the future, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!